Then right hand finger 4, let's play the F. And then right hand finger 5, that's your little finger, let's play the G. And so you can see I can walk through those notes alphabetically with fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's do the same thing on the left hand. Let's take finger 5, your little finger, and put it on the C below middle C. Now we can play the D above that with finger 4. And then we can play the E above that with finger 3. And then we'll play the F above that with finger 2. And then we'll play the G above that with finger 1, which is your thumb. So in the same way, we can walk through the notes alphabetically. But this time in the left hand, we will be using fingers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only other thing I need to point out at this point is proper wrist technique. You want to make sure that when you're playing the piano, you're playing on the tips of your fingers and that your fingers are curved. You don't want your fingers laying flat because you can't get a lot of power out of a flat finger. It's only whenever you curve it and play it on the tip that you can develop the strength you need to get both speed and power. Do not let your wrist bend downward towards the piano. Keep them straight so that all the power is coming from that platform of your palm. You don't want to ever try to use your arm unless you're locked into a full chord doing something like that. For the most part, it's all fingertip power being powered by your hand, not by your arms, and certainly not by your wrist flopping down to try to give you an anchor. Now, as far as the black keys are concerned, these are our sharps and flats. So, for instance, if we were to play middle C, and I wanted the note C sharp, it would be the black key to the immediate right. But now, let's say if I were on the note D, which is right next to C, and it's a white key, and I wanted the note D flat, it would be to the immediate left, which would be the black key that we just played for C sharp. So sometimes this note can be called a C sharp, sometimes it's called a D flat. It depends on what key we are in, and that would be discussed in each of the lessons you get into concerning those keys. So the black keys, if we go to the right, that will be the sharp name to its related white key that was to its left. And if we go to the left, it would have a flat name. Let's do another one real quick. Let's find the note G. So here's C. We step up, there's D. Step up, there's E. Step up, there's F. And then there's G. So if I wanted the note G sharp, I would go to the black key to the immediate right. And that would be a G sharp. Now come back and let's play the G again. If I wanted a G flat, it would be the black key to the immediate left. And that would be that one. And that's the first of those 3 black keys. That's a G flat. Now occasionally we'll be in a situation where we strike a white key and call it a sharp name. For instance, let's find the note E again. So here's C, D, E. If I wanted the note E sharp, there's no black key next to it, to the right of it. The next key I have is actually the same thing we called F. But there will be some situations where I'll have to call that an E sharp. And whenever that occurs, I point that out and talk about it in the lesson because it is so unusual. But for the most part, we will usually call that note F. So when we sharpen a note, we go to the immediate right, which is usually a black key. When we flat a note, we go to the immediate left, and that also is usually a black key. Also, the piano by ear lessons are rated using the terminology beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And in each of these categories, there's actually 3 subcategories, like early beginner, beginner, late beginner, early intermediate, intermediate, late intermediate, early advanced, advanced, late advanced. And this gives us 6 levels of difficulty that we can use in rating these different songs and lessons in our piano by ear library. Typically, your beginner level is for people who have been playing the piano for about a year to a year and a half, and this is based upon what